Things are ever changing, rearranging. You need. In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul. I'm a dead lane in the tech zone.
Hello and welcome back to the show. Tech Zone and Paul Amadeus Lane. We are here live from CES 2022 here in the West Hall. And we came back from the racetrack and now we're here. We changed clothes and everything for you. See how we do? That's how we do. Hey, there's some great companies who decided to be here in person. And we really wanted to highlight them and recognize them, some of the great innovation that they have here. One of those companies is Panasonic, and we are joined by two amazing reps from Panasonic. So let's welcome them on now. I am so delighted right now to have my next guest with me. We have the great folks from Panasonic here. We got Joe Conover, and we also have Jared Darensbourg. Did I say your name right, Jared?
It was close enough. I like it. That was good.
All right.
Good. A lot of people don't get that right.
You know what? I'll blame it on the mask. Right there. But hey, gentlemen, it is so great, to see you guys in person. Joe, you and I, we chatted, a few years ago about some of the great things going over at Panasonic. And first, what has it been like being in person here at CES 2022? Because Jared and Joe, the last time we chat, it was the virtual experience. What has it been like for you guys?
Oh, it's certainly been interesting. First off, it warms my heart to see you here in person instead of virtual, and to see everyone coming out for CES. It's certainly been a challenge, for us and most companies here to come on out and put together a physical booth aspect, but to also plan for virtual events as well. I mean, everything has to be kind of hybrid focused these days. But today, first day of CES, we're seeing a good crowd. We had a good opening over at our booth. We have a branded Immersive theater over there, which has a lot of projection and fully enclosed theater. So it's projection on all walls and floors, 360-degree immersive experience. And of course, that has to be seen in person to really be appreciated. So Jared and I were quite fortunate today to see people coming through and enjoying that experience in droves, and we're happy so far.
Yeah, I think it's worked out great. The fact that for us, a lot of manufacturers pulled out, and now all those people are coming to our booth, and they're getting to see the immersive theater. I mean, the booth has been packed all day, so it's really been fortunate for us.
And that's how I felt too about it too. When all the different media companies, they said they weren't going to come, and then my team and I were like, okay, are we going to do this, or we're going to go? We said, absolutely, we're going to go, because there's some great stories that need to be told. Great companies like Panasonic and others are still going to be here. Yeah, and they need to have their message, their story told about the different innovations out there, because let's face it, this pandemic is something that we're living with now, and life doesn't stop. So here in the tech world, we have to just keep on going and plugging and sharing these great innovations that out here at CES 2022. And I'm so glad that you guys decided to be here, Joe and Jared, because this is really awesome. And talk about just leading up to the event and some of the things you guys had to kind of put in place, because last year we knew everything was going to be virtual. This year, we heard about being in person. So how did you guys have to shift your focus in just the planning aspect of it to put that amazing booth together, that immersive video, and you mind sharing that with us, please?
Yeah, and I think the planning, of course, at Panasonic, we have to be very thoughtful about the people and folks that are coming into the booth. So that's always priority number one, is the health and safety of our employees and our partners in the booth, and also the guests who attend that. So the whole time coming up to this, of course, with the technology, we had all of our product groups represented here, all of whom wanted to be here to represent their products. We're also proud of what we do. Our mobility department with computers, our consumer electronic department with some of their new features and products out. We have our automotive group here. We're also avionics and launching an e-bike here in the West Hall, in the new West Hall. But of course, priority is on the health and focus of that. So how to put the booth together to still bring people together and still have that aspect, to still be here in person, but yet protect those, the health and safety of everybody was paramount. And quite honestly, that changed day by day, right, leading up to this with this new variant. Obviously, throughout the holidays, it was a constant struggle of how many people were to attend and who was going to represent. And Jared and I are lucky enough. We're out here on the West Coast to begin with, so it doesn't take a lot of travel for us to get out here and represent our company in that manner. So we're very happy to be here.
Yeah, and it worked out great. So for us, typically, Joe and I, we're on the B2B side of the house, and so this is primarily a consumer show where we've seen this shift over the years. B2B, B2C. And what's really worked out for us is that normally we'd just be flies on the wall in previous years, and our projection and our displays would be shown, and we'd be kind of part of just a part of the show. Now we're the centerpiece for the show. So we went from really just bringing customers through and say, oh, this is our consumer portion, this is our battery division for Tesla, this is our avionics, and now we get to showcase the entire our entire lineup at the Immersive Theater. So it's really exciting.
Yeah.
The one thing I really appreciate about Panasonic has been around since I was a young kid. And, I just remember like some of the different innovation that came out like in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And to see where we're at today and Panasonic still being a major player, I've just some of the different innovation that you guys are in. It's, from shavers to projection, and like what Jared was talking about with the other different pieces of innovation right there. How do you guys just keep your collective tech minds together and focused to be able to do things like that? Because not only do you guys do this, Joe and Jared, you guys do it well. So talk about just juggling all those balls out there that you guys have to juggle.
We're very fortunate at Panasonic, has great brand recognition, as you mentioned. It's for myself, a certain age group, you just grow up with some iconic products throughout the household. Of course, our direct drive turntable kind of pioneered music, and we still enjoy that. Some of the other aspects, the old 8-track player that used to hit on the top to change the things, the circular phone that everyone had when they were kids. So we have these iconic products, and they're manufactured at our factories all over the world. For us, our primary focus in our space is visual systems. So for that is a priority on projection and large venue projection and projection mapping. And that's what we see here in the theater today. The projectors are showcased here in this immersive theater. Immersive theaters, now that we're coming through the pandemic, people are striving to go have communal experiences once again, and we're very happy to kind of catch that wave of building these immersive theaters throughout the world. You may have seen some that are utilizing the Van Gogh immersive experiences out there. There's Klimt immersive experiences. We've partnered here with Illuminarium. I think, Paul, you and I discussed that last year. Illuminarium is building very large immersive theater venues throughout. Atlanta is now open. Their Las Vegas location at Area 15 is soon to be open in March. And here this week, we've announced our partnership with Area 15, where we have a 5-year collaboration with them to help them with the visual systems that they require to put on their immersive experiences. If you haven't gone out to Area 15 here in Las Vegas, I strongly recommend it.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
a great immersive destination. But for us, it's those large venue projections technologies. Here we're showcasing in our booth 14 PTRQ35Ks. That's our 30,000 lumen projector in 4K. It's the smallest and lightest projector in its class. So we're showcasing that in this immersive theater. And, it's very interesting to see this because these are hand-built items. When you see some of the great videos out there of how these are manufactured, this isn't just a big factory pumping these out. These are hand-built items in clean rooms, and it's amazing to see that. And we're very happy, and Jared and I are very proud to be here to represent our company from Japan and Osaka and the United States here to showcase this. I know the world is looking upon the show, and we're very happy to be here in person and help promote the brand.
Yeah. And I think back to your point. So, when I'm a sales guy, so I'm always, out on the road and meeting with customers. And one thing that, I always talk about is, if you didn't have a Panasonic telephone in your house when you were a kid, then, you must have been living under a rock. And not a week goes by that somebody doesn't tell me, man, I used to have a, Panasonic plasma TV, or I still have that Panasonic plasma TV hanging in my room. It weighs 400 pounds,
But it works.
and it's only a 42 inch, but it looks better than anything that that's coming out. So I don't ever want to get rid of it. But that's kind of the lineage and the history that we have in terms of brand awareness, and we've shifted over the years, right? We don't make the plasmas anymore, and we've shifted our focus, but the innovation and the technology is still there. You ever get pulled over by a police officer, he's gonna, or you get a FedEx box, they're gonna have a mobility, Panasonic rugged tablet or a laptop, or you go to Disney, you're gonna see a projector. So those are, we have the technology. You fly in an airplane, that's our avionics division. Every time you watch a movie, that's Panasonic. So, we're not as seen in the consumer eye anymore. You don't see commercials, you don't see big branding, but we're behind the scenes, and we make the technology world kind of turn.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, Jared. You kind of scared me talking about the police and everything because, Joe, I got that second strike around.
I did. I think I did a double take.
Yeah, I got that second strike, man. So don't start like that, Jared. But you touched on something right there, and that's why I really enjoy when I chat with Panasonic about some of the great things that you're doing, because I want people, the B2B, to know the great things that you're doing, also the B2C as well too, because you guys are doing some amazing things out there and deserve that recognition. And, you look at just the immersive experience right there. And Joe, when you and I talked about it a few years ago, and just, it blew my mind, because to me, I think this is like the next domino to drop when it comes to enjoying content, enjoying entertainment. And are we going to see it in our homes now? The immersive experience in home. We have immersive room, like we used to have home theaters and things like that. So, what do you guys think about that? You think we're going to have the consumer side of it, a few years from now, or what?
Well, it is interesting. And again, if you look back, Panasonic enjoyed a great marketplace where in years previous, you would have a hotel or a stay experience. And that was kind of the pinnacle of your home experience, right? That was always an elevated experience. And then everybody wanted that in their home. Well, now fast forward to today, and especially throughout this pandemic, that's the best experience you can probably have, is within your home. And I think we're seeing that change in the marketplace, where people certainly are streaming and having this entertainment experience in their home, and electing not to go out to the movies as they used to, right? There's a cost involved, and there's an experience involved. So you can have some great experiences in your home. Well, these experiences that we're building, these immersive experiences that you see before you, are kind of the new communal way to enjoy things. So it's almost like walking through a movie or participating in a movie. Yeah. It's a different way coming out of this pandemic to view entertainment. To your point, we are constantly striving to look at things new and in smarter ways. So instead of just coming out with another TV and saying, let's put another TV or a plasma TV in somebody's house, well, maybe the conversation is, well, how can we make that an immersive experience? Maybe it's beyond the TV, and maybe it's onto the wall, right? So how can we create a new experience? And I think you're seeing that in these immersive theaters that we're building here, and the trending, obviously, of people wanting to participate in is, it's going to strike a chord with people, and people are going to want that experience in their home. And we certainly have the know-withal and the technology and the factories to be able to produce those things. So to your point, I'm sure we're working on things constantly, but we're always striving to bring entertainment, for the most part, back to the home at some point in time, if we can do it smarter and better.
Yeah, I love it. And I was going to press you on that, Joe. So I'm glad you said you was working on it now.
I know a guy. I'm going to show you some stuff.
Yes. Right now, what you have for me. And anything else about the CES experience, or you like the tech world to know about, the different businesses out there who use your amazing products, or maybe there's some businesses out there like venues like Area 15 that are looking to get involved in the immersive experience, and any message to those out there?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the immersive experiences, and that really comes from conversations we have. It's either from the creative side, where I have a good creative, I have some IP and something that wants to be seen, and they need a place to showcase that. Or I have some defunct retail space that I would like to transform into an immersive space. and they look for content and a technology partner.
Yeah.
So it really comes around on all sides. It's either place, content, or the technology. We're here to have those conversations as early as possible of how to build these spaces, and we can certainly facilitate that. That trickles down into other immersives. Of course, I concentrate more on the themed entertainment. So it's the theme park and the entertainment aspect of that. And to your point, we enjoy to bring those B2C consumer related things. We want people to come through and see it. We don't necessarily want to showcase and put our brand out there because we don't want to blow the illusion. We want people to be immersed in that and not necessarily see the technology. But that trickle down effect, as Jared knows also well, is once you get into the commercial and education and house of worship aspects, immersive entertainment is going down through all those verticals. And I'm sure you could speak to some of those more recent things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that as they're with Van Gogh and with Area 15 and with Illuminarium and all these immersive experiences, as Joe mentioned, they make their way down to churches and to schools. And I spoke with a school last week where one of the professors in the theater department had gone to the Van Gogh exhibit, and now she wants to incorporate that into her lesson plan. And so create an experience. And so projection mapping is another course that's being taught at a lot of different schools. So, how to work with content and how to build content and how to use projection to express that content. So I think as Joe mentioned, it makes its way down into the different areas and different verticals and we get to kind of see it lived out. So it's really cool.
And because of the product range we have, we're very fortunate to have a full product range that can be any experience. To be, a room like this that you want to create and be immersive. You want an immersive conference room or whatever you want. We can do that. And of course, there's a budget and product to be able to facilitate that. And then if you want those big spaces and you want to build the theme park type stuff, then we also have that as well. And Panasonic can be there for you to help you through that process.
I love it. I love it. And we talked about places of worship, house of worship. I can imagine doing an immersive experience of Moses parting the Red Sea, or Noah's Ark, or something. I mean, that was just wow. See, you guys got me all excited, man. So I'm definitely looking forward, to more things to come. And gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and joining me live here, and I really appreciate it. Anything else before we go?
I don't have anything else. I just want to thank you. It's lovely to see you here in person. I was looking forward to this moment to share with you again some updates. So thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure for us to join you here today. And please come over to the booth and join us at the Panasonic booth and walk through that theater experience and the immersive experience, and where we have information on all our product groups and digital products that are out there. So I just thank you very much for having us here today.
I appreciate it.
And we appreciate it. And Joe, I'm looking forward to getting that Tito's Taco together.
There you go.
Soon. And Jared, you are a real American hero, Jared. So I want to make sure to give you props to that too. So gentlemen, please take care and stay well.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
A huge shout out to Joe and Jared. Really enjoyed chatting with them. That immersive video, I mean, that is, woo! Can you imagine some of the things that we can look forward to with that immersive experience? That's why Panasonic is on the cutting edge of doing just so. This is a different CES. I have to broadcast with my mask on. We want to make sure we keep everyone safe, but still give you all the information that you need that can keep you up to date here in the tech world. When we get back, we're going to talk about digital health, and there's one company here exhibiting at CES that's really going to help meet the need if you have medications and you have a hard time of keeping track of them. But also, what if you have a aging and adult parent or relative or child who has a disability that you want to make sure that they're taking their medication? Well, his company is doing that to help us to meet that need. We're going to join them on right after these messages. Be right back after these messages.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone that can.
You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.